Hello guys, and welcome back to the Sino-Soviet Union playthrough with episode 9. In the last episode, we finished up the war with Thailand, at least, Dema did. And in this episode, we're going to progress through quite a number of years, actually, as we prepare for war, as we trade some technologies and designs for military units, and we basically start progressing ourselves forward into the future. Enjoy the episode, guys. I'm going to try something that I don't normally do, and I'm going to place a spy on an espionage mission in the US. And hope maybe they can steal some tech from one of the research centers.
Do they have a tech that you want?
Not specifically, but they do have techs that I don't have. If I can steal some of them, that'll help.
Maybe I should try to do that too.
It costs some money, but it can be useful.
I'm not talking right now because I don't have the money to do it.
You can also sabotage things, and that's fun. You can also steal military designs as well. Side note, I just noticed I have a fucking capital ship next to Hawaii, or well, more specifically next to Midway Island. And I can just see all the US ships patrolling.
I still can't believe France and North Vietnam are still at war.
Yeah, dude.
Where is the nearest place to France? Where's the nearest place that France owns that North Vietnam could take?
Probably Madagascar. Or Reunion Island. Nowhere near. Nowhere near. Or maybe New Caledon. Near Australia. Either way, nowhere near. I'm trying to slowly but surely make up a navy. That's why I'm leaving so many naval production sites enabled. I'm going to have to be able to challenge the UK and the US at some point.
Well, once I get actual stuff to build, I'll be producing a navy. It's just right now I don't have squat. And I'm constantly checking. Oh, I got something I can research. I mean, it's not that good besides cargo. I'm getting a cargo ship.
Do you want a capital ship design? I have one that you can actually use.
I mean, I'll probably be getting something shortly.
Your call.
Because I have military festivals coming up soon.
Could give you a submarine design as well, and you can use a lot of these.
I'm just trying to see which two of your ships are better.
Which ones are you looking at?
I'm looking at your Chapayev class and your Savetsky Suez class.
Those are things that you still need techs for.
I was just trying to figure out which one of those two because they both can pretty much, from what I gather, get around the globe just fine.
The Chapayev moves 13,000. So 13,000 km. The other one moves, the Soyuz, 32,000. Soyuz has better defense, although it's a lot larger as well. It can shoot farther, but doesn't deal as much damage, not quite as much to other ships. Doesn't have as good anti-air, but it has better range on the guns. Helicopters or anything in close are gonna die to it pretty quick. It can shoot much farther on land and do a lot more damage to land targets. It moves slower, same combat time. It can see further, uses more fuel, and in terms of maintenance, one Soyuz is like 4 Chapayevs. It's like 6 times more military goods to make a Soyuz. I'm actually not even using the Chapayevs. I'm exclusively making the Soyuz class battleships because I just prefer it. Is it as efficient? Maybe not, but it's the biggest bang for my buck in one unit. I'm sitting on 45 soyas right now, and I'm making like 15 more. I do something similar when I play the US. I keep some of the older ships, because World War II ships have some distinct advantages over some Cold War ships. Side note, I got my maintenance and training back to the recommended levels, and it's sustainable, which is good. My inflation's at 7.5%, so still going down surprisingly. Probably because I'm not building anything right now. And I'm getting more people, which is helping, because my population's finally increasing. I am probably going to cut some taxes at this rate. Make my people happier.
Well, I have a deal for you.
Oh yeah?
It's a crazy deal.
Crazy. Okay.
It's gonna come with a caveat that you'll get some more of one of these products. Let me see if I can actually up the ante on one of these things. You get some more of one of these products that I know you're gonna greatly need later on, but here's my trade offer for now, with the caveat that you'll get some more of one of these items that I know you'll greatly need later on.
Start building another consumer good factory. That should raise my inflation again. What is this?
You're getting uranium, you're getting consumer goods, and some other things. For my ability to start producing naval forces now. And I told you I was going to be very strategic with what I chose out of the tech thing. If you don't really want to accept it, you don't have to.
I just don't want these resources. Uranium's fine. Other than that, just military goods. I don't care to receive anything else in a trade right now.
Alright, well, that's not military goods, that's consumer goods.
I know. I'm saying if you want to try that again with military goods and uranium, then you got a deal.
I just don't know if I'll have enough to match that.
You do. You do. I'm checking to see if you do, and you do. You have more than enough.
Oh.
You have about the same amount of military goods I do.
The United Nations is offering to give me a tech for 310 mil.
The United Nations is offering to sell you a technology?
Yes.
What the hell kind of... I guess I've just never played such an underdeveloped country before.
It's the Improved Particle Detectors Research Discovery.
I've never had the UN try to sell me technology. Jesus Christ, how underdeveloped do you have to be?
Oh wait, it's at no cost.
Oh my god, the UN gives free tech to people?
Hold on. Let me get a sniffing tool real quick. Do not unpause.
The UN gives free tech to people? That explains some things, but damn. I mean, you're a fucking superpower. So, well, no, you real life China is, but you're huge, and they're just giving you free tech. Jeez.
Wow, my game seems like it's running sluggishly now.
If you're zoomed all the way out, it will. There's a reason why I play zoomed in pretty close, because it really changes the performance of the game.
I wasn't zoomed all the way out, but I was zoomed out where I could see just China, Mongolia, and part of Chinese Kyrgyzstan.
Side note, your fucking inflation is doing astoundingly well. It's super low.
Take a look at the who's on which side.
You mean like NATO versus Warsaw?
Yup.
Oh yeah, unless a lot of this stuff really shakes up, then this is gonna be a world war. Because so much of the world has chosen NATO.
I was going to hold off on getting those texts that I got from you just now. But I was like, if things hit the fan sooner rather than later, I'm gonna want at least some level of need.
If things hit the fan sooner rather than later, you're not ready.
That's why I was like, let me get the stuff now.
I gotta start excluding some of this fucking World War II arty. Move on to the grand era of MLRs and field guns. I'll get rid of these World War II MLRs first. What the hell's an MRL? Whatever it is, I don't want it. MLRs, baby, let's go. MLR and heavy field guns. That's how we do it.
I'm researching launch physics, polio vaccines, large shift cargo, reaction jet engines, nuclear weapon research, radar. Then after that is going to be aircraft construction to utility helicopter prototypes, improved power grid, tank tech 43, which is like 13 years behind right now.
Tank tech like 33 is where tanks just start becoming even slightly relevant too.
I was just saying 43 is
Oh, 43? Oh, 43 is good.
That's what I have in my list.
Yeah, 43 is good. That's where some good shit kicks in.
I was like, that's just like 13 years ago though, tech-wise.
Yeah, but that's where you start getting some of the good tanks popping up. In fact, when you get it, if you don't get any designs of your own, you can always get the fucking IS-2 design from me.
I'm trying to limit what I ask
Not the
you.
2M. Actually, wait a minute. You could make the IS-2M yourself right now, looks like. Because it doesn't need a tank tech research. The IS-2M. Yeah, you can make this without even having that tank tech. If you want this design, you could totally get it from me. It's a year 51 tank design.
Are you talking about the IS-2M Heavy?
Yes. All you need is Armored Designs level 4, and I think you have it.
It's showing that I have one of them, and I was like, why?
One of what?
I must have started with one of them. Like an actual IS-2M Heavy.
Yes, you did. We've pointed it out during your wars before. Again, you have Russian tech, you have American tech, you have a lot of stuff in your starting military. Because both Russians and the US helped to free China.
More military goods than uranium.
Alright, there it is. Because I don't even use the IS-2M anymore. I'm past the IS-2M now. I have IS-2Ms, but I'm not making any more of them. And the reason you can have this before you can even have the IS-2 Heavy is because it's a starter Cold War era thing, and some of the techs and things aren't dependent on things from the previous era, because it's technically the start of one of the Supreme Ruler games. I think you're good though. Like you have ship designs, you have tank, you have infantry. You're set to pump out a semi-modern army.
The only thing I'm lacking is air, but that'll come shortly.
All I could really send you are like early World War II plane designs. That's it. Tunisia achieves independence from France.
I don't.
They're terrible though.
Condemn it.
They're dark blue. Yeah, let's condemn that. They're dark blue. They're only gonna make a good enemy, not a good ally, even if we supported them. They dislike us and they're aligned against us right out of the gate. But their freedom is still good because their freedom means a little less power, resources, etc. in the hands of France.
Yes,
so
and the fact
even if some of them get released as blue, we take joy in knowing that they don't belong to any of the major enemies anymore.
Yes, and they can be attacked without guaranteed support from the other blues.
Funny thing is, Turkey doesn't actually hate me. We have neutral relations. It's kind of interesting. I feel like they're starting to like me more and more over time, which is kind of funny given that they're blue and allied with the US.
Are you prepared as much as you can be for this coming war?
No. But I don't expect it's going to be that hard. It shouldn't... The actual start date's somewhere in like October or December. It's this year, but it's not yet. That being said, I got some combat engineers, some IS-6s over there. Some anti-tanks, some stuff. I got some stuff also just chilling around the capital of Egypt. I have some stuff chilling up in Syria just in case that I need to send stuff there sooner rather than later. I'm actually going to change something in my priorities. I'm going to mark Damascus as high target, and I'm going to mark it as an offensive target. I noticed Israel's starting to like me more over time too. That's funny. You're not going to like me very soon, Israel.
Do they know what's coming?
No. They have no idea. I'm from the future. I know what happens in the Cold War, vaguely. Vaguely.
So, basically, Egypt went to aligned, back to leaning, back to aligned.
Yes, they've been doing that all over the place. It's whatever. Oh, someone got independence. It's Morocco, and they don't like us.
Damn it, they hate me.
Wait. Okay, wait. No, they don't. They hate you on the thing, but it just updated to neutral. They're NATO leaning, as they released. That's not the worst. It could be a lot worse.
I'm just gonna hit OK. I'm not gonna do either.
Ooh. Poland's having anti-communist demonstrations. I will support the government. And I will support the government. In real life, there was like so many actual anti-communist like rebellions and riots and etc. etc. And each time the Soviet Union just threw a bunch of tanks in and said, no! Bad! You know, I'm looking at your GDP per capita and I'm just like, your inflation barely does anything. Your inflation barely does anything, like... Because your people will have nothing. When you inflate nothing, it's still nothing. I mean, your prices are going up, but like your people, like, ugh. Jesus Christ. Some broke-ass bitches living in your country.
Hey, they're getting happier.
We're getting a lot closer to the war between Egypt and Israel.
Yup. But you said you should have that handled, so...
Yeah, I'm not, like, stationing a bunch of troops there in the beginning. I don't really know how much help they'll need. They have more production than Israel. I have some troops there as it is. If fighting starts, I'll just ship more there.
As long as you have a heavy offensive push, you should be good.
Even if, like, when the war starts, I mean, most of Egypt's troops are on the west side of the river. They won't even be ready, really, for the attack. And I finally decided to send Soviet Turkmenistan some money. It's just shameful seeing them do so poorly. Dude, the fucking water in between North Korea and Japan is just flooded with ships, especially Korean patrol boats. Hey, I passed 106 mil people, yay!
That's actually pretty good. I'm trying to boost my population.
You are the one person in the world that, one of the few people in the world that don't need to boost their population.
I know I don't need to, and the reason I just want to boost it is not because I want such a high population. I'm just worried about keeping my unemployment to a certain number. And if I get, and by boost, I don't mean skyrocket it, I mean get it to where it's a steady growth. Is your AI trying to do a dual prong attack from the north and the south?
No, it's just the way I set the battle zones. The Israel falls into the same battle zone as Syria, so he set a hotspot up there.
Well, I mean, that's actually a good idea because if you get the...
I cannot dual prong assault unless I were to
Oh yeah, I forgot you have to declare war.
declare war myself, which I can, but
it's not worth it.
It's not necessarily worth it. I will if I have to, but I don't need to. I don't think. Yeah, I have the theater on medium, and I pumped all involved battle zones, which is 3, to high. So
Wait.
my AI's sending a pretty large expeditionary force.
Raz, what is your AI doing?
What do you mean?
Your AI is sending your units away from the southern side somewhere.
He's going back and forth with them. He's sending some, pulling some back, sending some, pulling some back. Oh! What? So, Tunisia, freed from France, retained its war with Vietnam. Is North Vietnam just going to end up at war with all these people? I'm finally going to unlock my rubber production from my minister because just the state of rubber in the world has made it so synthesizing it can actually turn a profit. I think both of their biggest weaknesses is the fact that they seem to have a whole lot of regular shit tier infantry.
Well, I got a ZTZ that, I guess could be better than what I can get now.
Anti-communist demonstrations in Hungary. Support the government. Why you people not like communism? What's wrong with you people? We're all equal under communism.
No. 99.8% of people are equally poor. Then the very tiny percentage...
Mao! You need some propaganda in your life. Alright? What are these facts? Where did you learn these facts? Alright? This is communism. We speak in propaganda. Okay? The capitalist pigs are living the poor lives. Our citizens have the best of life. Remember that. And pay off some of your debt. You're sitting on like $3 billion over here.
Oh, that's because I'm using it as a buffer. Once I see my surplus deficit get back to normal, then I'll get pay it off. I'm using the system as a secondary bank.
I run at a constant deficit as pretty much every country I play. I'm running at a 33 million deficit. I'm making up for it with trades.
I'm running a negative 222 million deficit right now.
Jesus Christ, what the fuck? Where's all that money going?
Well, see, you were talking about propaganda and all that, but if you looked at my domestic approval rating, you'd be like, stop it.
33.4%? What are you doing? What are you doing? How much money are you just handing out on the streets? Are you like maxing sliders out all the way to the right or something?
No.
Are you giving money to social assistance?
Social assistance, cultural subsidy, law enforcement, family subsidy.
Yeah, dude, I never put money into social assistance, ever. It can be a gigantic money drain. Gigantic.
It's only 23 mil.
Get rid of that shit. Unless you need it, get rid of it.
Well, see, what I do is, and I know I did it at a bad time, is I get the perk up to where it caps out, and then I turn it off. Let it drop. Then I just increase it when I need to, and then
That's not efficient, by the way. That's not an efficient method.
But I only put the slider halfway. It's not like
because it takes so long to move. When you raise it back up, your price, you're just spending money and not getting 100% of what you're spending. Turning it off and letting it drop does not make up that money. Technically, the most efficient way to utilize those bars is to creep it upwards or downwards. Slowly. But just all the way on, all the way off, that's a way to just destroy your budget, your inflation, and your ratings. What's your bad news?
The Spetsnaz just got destroyed.
What's Spetsnaz? Where?
I'm talking about my, the Spetsnaz plan you gave me is becoming irrelevant to me now.
That's good. It's from World War II, demo. I'm almost up at 1 million deployed units.
Did you acquire a mill cap, though?
No. The US has 1.8 mil almost now deployed. It'd be pretty tough to beat that. I mean, if I deployed everything at once, yeah, I could do it.
So,
but
the US has the
not
mill
that I'd
cap.
wanna.
Who has the mill production penalty?
US has both. I intentionally turned off just enough production to pass that to the US. Because I started out with more production.
What?
What?
Your AI left like 3 tanks and...
Dude, if you watched it constantly, it would give you a headache. Just don't even ask, okay? Like, there's a pattern going on here. He sends units to Syria, those units go to Egypt, those units go home, and then those units go to Syria, okay? It's the Bermuda Triangle. Just ignore it. It's fine. You get deployed in one country, you go back home to tell the kids, and then you get replaced. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
What if you gave more zones where they could go? Would that reduce that from happening?
I don't know what would stop that from happening. Maybe if I pumped the theater of Middle East up to high. But I don't need the theater of Middle East on high. This is fine. This is not bad. This is not getting in my way or anything. The war hasn't started though, which is surprising.
Is it not gonna start?
It should. But we're still in a range where it can start. It might just be starting late. Revolutionaries in Cuba.
Ooh, this is good. This is what we want.
Fidel Castro, Che Guevara, and others land in Cuba from exile in Mexico to increase efforts to overthrow the Batista regime. That is good for us.
That's a preliminary event. Your Egypt thing hasn't triggered.
I'm gonna set down another research center. Damn, my funding insurgency on Israel isn't doing jack. They're holding 100%, so they must be spending extra on military.
Once I get things straightened out over here, I'll start funding insurgency to help out.
I'm just gonna turn it off for now. There's no point letting it run when it's not doing anything.
Yeah, I was just gonna turn it on if they want the war.
You have the highest amount of debt in the entire world now. Holy shit.
Yeah, that'll be fixed in a little bit.
I had to double check to make sure I wasn't reading that wrong.
It's just some things I did just caused a little bit of an issue.
Saarland has merged with West Germany. There's no longer a Saarland on the map. It was a country tinier than Luxembourg anyway, or otherwise just as tiny. So France has 14 research centers and is building 3 more. There's a fun fact.
Yeah, I'm not going that extreme.
Holy shit, dude. What about the UK? A lot. They have a lot, yeah. I think France is the most in the world, looking at them.
Yeah, I'm sticking to this, at least for now.
I'm making an 8th one, but
Holy crap,
Jesus.
France has more tech than me.
Well, it's France, of course they do. Why would they not?
They're right around par with you, Res. For number of texts. I'm not saying the type, but the number.
Maybe. I don't know. It would make sense. It's France. Why would they not be super high up? What's your next big plan?
I don't know. I'll see when I get there.
Where are you trying to get?
Established militaristically. So once I get established, I'll let you know.
How many land units do you have total?
491.
That's it? Total? Between deployed and reserved?
Yes.
Damn, that's small. At least compared to me.
Well, I also don't have a whole lot of fabrication centers.
I'm almost at the 3,000 points. I wonder what the US is at. Damn, think about it. Because look at my military bar. And then look at the US's. Look at some of these other people.
You also have 40 fabs compared to my
Active. I have an extra 5 I can activate.
16.
If I needed to. Yeah, and I have 5 more I can activate if I needed. Not to mention all the naval and air I can activate.
So I'm actually not surprised with all the combat I saw and all the dead units.
Yeah, I just thought you'd have more. Good thing that you have some of the most land fabs in the world. Like, you have the same amount as France. One more than the United Kingdom. Because, boy, you're gonna need it. Because with that army, that's a defensive force right there for your land mass. You're definitely in the way of needing to just pump stuff out, huh? It is crazy that this war hasn't happened. Like, have I just scared them into not doing anything? I don't get it.
I don't know, they should have.
I feel like I've just scared them into not doing anything.
I'm gonna clear my production things and see what my AI puts in auto.
Over time, I'm just gonna slowly start reeling back the amount of troops I have deployed over here, because maybe they just got scared out of doing it. Fucking Ethiopia just went NATO leaning, while they have, like, amazing relations with me. Get this anti-player preference out of here.